Within my teaching, as well as with all of my life's relationships, I strive to live by the quote of Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. This supports my personal belief in the philosophy of the nurtured heart approach, developed by Howard Glazer. This approach is based in embracing positivity in the classroom and applying positive message communication to share each student's personal greatness with them. We as teachers must create the positive environment where our students truly feel seen, heard, and important, which in turn engages their hearts so learning can emerge. One of my teaching strategies is to use step-by-step notes each day as I think through the lesson and the approach my students need to be successful. I often use my lesson plan as an outline and then add times, learning points I would like to emphasize, and questions to extend the learning for my students during the lesson. I take pride in my students and how they feel coming into my classroom each day. My goal each year is to make sure my students leave me knowing they are important and that they have the power to be a great thinker, an influential peer advocate, and a resource-driven learner. Being a very visual type of learner myself, I enjoy making resources for my students to use within their learning journey. I often think about how to make a visual for my students when we are exploring new knowledge pathways within the curriculum. My process in creating new learning resources is based heavily on what my students need in that moment to be successful. I also like to create them for differentiating the learning within my classroom and creating instruction that is spiraled back to by using fun visuals for ease of recollection. Communication with the families, caregivers is one of the most important ways for me to ensure my students are successful in their learning journey. That connection between school and home gives my students a feeling of well-being and comfort so their time spent learning can be the most productive. I let my families know that I am an advocate for them and their student. I always like to introduce myself to the families through a small write-up about my background. Then throughout the year, I give brag cards and positive potato notes to my students to let the families know what a wonderful student their child is. In the middle of each marking period, I like to send my families a glow and grow note to let them know what I am seeing from their student. It is very important to me for my families to know I am here to help anytime.